For this video, I wanted to do a little bit of everything we've done with polynomials the past few weeks. So we've added them, subtracted them, now you've started multiplying them. After each one, we're going to simplify, which means we're going to put it in standard form from the greatest exponent to the least. Then we're going to give the degree, the type, and the leading coefficient, because I know you guys needed some extra practice with that. If you look here, I didn't add, subtract, and multiply, but look, I have the exact same polynomials for each one. So that way you can kind of see what happens. All right, so for this first one, we're adding these two together. So the only things you can add together, remember they have to have exact same variable and degree. Okay, they have to have exactly the same variable and degree, and then we're going to add just the coefficients. So we've got 3x squared, and on this side we have an x squared. If it helps you to even just erase these parentheses, they really don't mean anything. All right, so 3x squared and x squared gives me 4x squared. And if you like to cross them out, you can do that. 2x minus x gives me 1x, or I can just put plus x. And I don't have any constants in this first one, so all we have left at the end is a plus 6. The constant is your whole numbers back here with no variables. All right. Now, that's as simple as we can get it. We can't add x squared and x. All right, now for subtraction, each of these things, remember, we have to flip the signs. Flip signs in second. So, because this one we're subtracting x squared, but this is subtracting negative x, which is the same thing as adding. And then this is subtracting a positive, which is the same thing as just subtracting. So I like to just make this into a plus sign and then change each of these. So this is going to be plus and that's going to be minus. If you like to rewrite all of these with them being changed, you can do that. But for me, this is good enough. I have 3x squared here, and I'm going to subtract an x squared. So I have 2x squared. I have a positive 2x, and this is now another x. So this is plus 3x. And now I still didn't have any constants here, so I just have a minus 6 for the end. I gave myself a lot of room for those, apparently. All right, so now the last one that we have is multiplication. So remember, you can do, you can't really do FOIL because there's 3 terms in the second one, but something close to FOIL. And FOIL is first, outer, inner, last, but each term in first multiplied by each term in second. Okay? And then we would just simplify after. So I'm going to take the 3x squared and I'm going to multiply it by x squared. Then 3x squared times negative x. Then 3x squared times 6. So we've got 3x squared times x squared. And 3 times 1, because there's like an invisible 1, is just 3. And x squared times x squared is x to the 4th, because 2 plus 2 is 4. 3x squared times negative x. Remember, this is like a -1, so that makes -3. And x squared times x is x to the third. And then 3x squared times 6. 3 times 6 gives me 18. And then there's just the x squared. All right, now we have the 2x. And this also needs to be multiplied by x squared, then by -x, and then by 6. So I'm going to do that right underneath, and I'm going to try to line them up under the like terms. So I have 2x, and I'm multiplying it by x squared. And that's going to be 2, and x times x squared is x to the third. Then 2x times -x is going to be -2x squared. And then 2x times 6 is going to be plus 12x. All right, I ran out of room here is the only reason I dropped it down. So this can come down because there's nothing like it. You'll see this pattern when you're multiplying polynomials. So this first one that you're multiplying, because the exponents are bigger, it's going to have extra ones over onto the left side. And this other one is going to make some down here that have less exponents than the other ones. -3x to the third and a positive 2x to the third is a -x to the third. 18x squared minus 2x squared is 16x squared, and then I have that plus 12x at the end. And we also talked about this before. When you're multiplying them, if they were already in standard form, they should be in standard form still when you're done. So these were already from greatest to least, and our end result is from greatest to least also. All right, so that's what the 3 different ones look like. Oh, and then we want to also give the degree, the type, and the leading coefficient. Now, when we did these, they were already all in order, so it makes it a little bit easier. If they weren't already in standard form, you'd have to put them in standard form to make sure that you were getting the right degree. So the term here with the highest exponent is obviously going to be the 4x squared. So this is a trinomial because there's 3 terms. Second degree. And the leading coefficients 4. This one is still a trinomial. Second degree. But now the leading coefficient is 2. And the last one, since we're multiplying, the exponent's quite a bit bigger. So it's a polynomial because it has an extra term now. 4th degree. Because my exponent here is a 4. And the lead is 3. All right. That is all of it.